Hey guys, Typhon Reviews here, and welcome to my review for Boku Dake Inai Machi, or Erased, Episode 3. Now, I've been making a huge mistake. I quite honestly should have made reviews for this series instead of Musagen no Phantom Worlds. But circumstances prevented me from doing that. But now I'm on Episode 3, and right now, this is the best series of winter 2016, for me personally at least. Dimension W comes in a close second, but Boku Dakega is on another level. This episode was beautiful, and it pissed me off at the same time. But just because it pissed me off does not mean that it was a bad episode. In fact, it was amazing. It was great. I'm a pretty emotional guy, so this episode affected me a lot. But I'll talk about what pissed me off and when we reach that part of the episode. Now at the beginning of the episode you can see that a race is going on between Fujinuma and Hamada, I guess. Now Hamada was in the main hockey team and he's been training every day, so Fujinuma somehow actually was faster than him, but he actually let Hamada win this race. He had promised Kaio before the race that he would try to go as fast as he can, but he lied to her and he actually let Hamada win. Now, what worries me about this scene is that since Satoru said that he repeated the same mistake that he made 18 years ago, does that mean things are not actually going, good? Is the path still going to be the same of what's going to happen? It may seem that way, but hopefully it's not, because that many different things have happened as well. I mean, there's no way that Satoru tried to figure out her birthday while he was, when it was 18 years ago. So there has been many different points, but they have also made sure to, tell us that he did make the same mistake that he made 18 years ago. Thus, the paths may not be differing all that much. Now, moving on into the next part of the episode, you can see that Kai was angry at Fujinuma. I guess you could say angry because he lied to her. He said he would be completely open with her, not hold anything back. But it's obvious because he lied to her because she understood that he let Hamada win the race. I think Hamada was pretty pissed off at this as well, since uh, Fujinuma actually let him win the race. I think Hamada didn't like that. Now, moving on, Fujinuma tries to figure out Kaio's birthday because if he does figure out when her birthday is, he can, take a time frame of when she was kidnapped. Since she was the only girl who was 10 years old when she was kidnapped and everyone else was 11. So that means her birthday still had not occurred, and that gives you a time frame as to when she was kidnapped. The time frame being the time between her birthday and the day she was kidnapped. So Fujinama goes to the staff room, I believe, and he tries to check in the teacher's record where her birthday, and the teacher actually finds him out. Now, the teacher is actually pretty suspicious in my opinion. He's pretty nice guy. He's a pretty nice guy, but still, the way he acts, something about him puts me off. I really don't know what it is, but the way he responds to every situation is kind of unnerving, to say the least. And I think he also has red eyes. I'm not completely sure about that, and black hairs, and that was what the future guy looked like. So I'm not sure if he's actually the murderer, but he is at the top of my list for suspicious people. Now after this, Fujinama finds out that her birthday is on the same day as his. So since she was kidnapped, I think somewhere in March, I guess the time frame being that March 1st is probably the date that she was kidnapped, since their birthday is on March 2nd. Then Fujinima tries to find Kaio, but he sees that she's not in the park. Now this is quite unusual because usually she does stay at the park, but since she was not there, he finds Yuki. Now Yuki is the guy who was arrested 18 years ago, as he was blamed for being the one who kidnapped these girls. But I think that he really is not the one, and his way of speaking with Satoru kind of tells me that he's a nice guy, but there was another hint that made me feel a little suspicious about him too. And now he had hidden some, books, and these books are definitely etchy, and I'm not sure what kind of books it was, but I think it was the Lolita type. I don't know. So that's kind of weird as well. But from this discussion, Yuki actually says that Satoru has matured, and of course, Satoru is 29 years old, and really, so of course he's mature now. Now, as we go on, as Satoru is going back to his home, now this is a part of the episode that really pissed me off, made me sad, emotional all at the same time. You see that he finds Kaio in the shed of his house. I think it's his. I don't know whose shed it is. He finds her in the shed, and she's all beaten and bruised up. It was quite. It made me quite emotional. I'm quite the sensitive guy, and seeing that made me quite angry at the bitch that's the mom. She walks in, she drags Kaio like simply by the arm, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this woman? How can she treat her own child like this? And of course, Kujima asks the mother why she's all, Kaio is all bruised, and her mother, manipulates Kaio into saying that she fell. Of course, that's going to be the answer anyway. That quite honestly pissed me off. I'm not. I can't believe this bitch. I hate her. Now, as you go on, you see that as we move on to the episode, we see her boyfriend or husband. I'm not quite sure. I don't think it's her husband due to Kaio's hair being black and their being like blonde. Unless they dyed it, of course. I'm not sure. So this guy is another douchebag. He just sits down around there and he just asks Kaio's mom for ice while she's basically like drowning her own child in the water to make sure that her bruises don't show up when she goes to school. Oh, these guys! I really hate them. I know it's quite bad to wish something bad on others, but I hope something bad happens to these both. Now, next part of the episode, Fujinuma actually goes to the teacher and he discusses about all this stuff with Kaio. And apparently, the teacher already knew, which is another suspicious thing. He does explain as to why he didn't, do anything about it. Actually, the consultation center, sorry for fumbling there. Yeah, the child consultation center went to her house 3 times, and all those 3 times, the mom and Kaio were not present. So there has not been an official, meeting with them. Now that is quite coincidental, or somehow the mom knew that these guys, were coming to her house. Now my question is, how did she know? And still I'm not sure, but the teacher is pretty much the most suspicious, and her mom's boyfriend is also kind of suspicious to me. But the thing is, his hair is kind of blonde, and I'm not sure if this guy is actually the murderer. But yeah, so the top suspects right now are the teacher, uh, mom's boyfriend, and Kenny actually. And I'll go on to that part when we reach the end of the episode. The next thing is we see one of the girls trying to frame Kaio for stealing money, lunch money, and it does not work out well because Fujinuma defends her, and this actually develops their relationship quite a bit, and I'm happy about that. Kaio really needs some happiness. She's a really nice girl, in my opinion, and she really does not deserve, to be treated the way she is. I don't think any kid deserves to be treated the way she's getting treated. Now, as we move on, so Kaya talks about how the girl who framed her invited her to a Christmas party once, but it was only because she wanted to show the Christmas tree. And although she didn't like the girl, the Christmas tree was beautiful. Now Fujinuma tells Kaya that if she wants to go and see another Christmas tree, Kaya asks him if he's stupid, and it's February, but she does follow him, and they go to like a place where this gorgeous scenery shown, and man, it's damn beautiful. This part of the episode was amazing. Now, this part of the episode not only symbolized, the beauty of this whole thing, and also it symbolized hope. It symbolized hope for Kaio. she actually smiled at the end of this episode, and it actually made me feel some hope for her. I really hope it's going to be a happy ending and not anything bad, because I really can't, handle anything bad being happening to Kai. Yeah, like I said, I know this review is pretty long, but there are a lot of things to talk about. Now, the last part of the episode is Kenya and the teacher, I believe, are talking to each other. Now, I really don't know why these both are together. Kenya is very suspicious, not because he's talking to the teacher, but because of his personality. Now, Kenya is, how do you say, very, he observes things very well. He notices things pretty well, and for a that's his age, that's pretty good actually in a way. I mean, he has to be quite intelligent to know that. But Satoru did mention that Kenya was pretty intelligent. Now, another thing is, why are they meeting up with each other, the teacher and Kenya? I don't think Kenya is the one who committed the murders. I mean, Kenya is not, big enough to kidnap these three girls, in my opinion. But he could be someone, that worked with the teacher somehow, like drew them out or something. I don't know. But I really don't know what Kenya is up to. And he's one of the top suspicious people as well. Now, as the order of suspicious people go, teacher comes first, then the mom's boyfriend, and then Kenya. I'm not sure if any of these are actually the true culprits, or if the culprit has even been really shown to us. Well, anyway, that was a long review, and like I said at the beginning of this, I really should have reviewed Boku Dake Inai Machi instead of Musaiki no Phantom World, because this series is damn amazing and my personal favorite of the winter 2016. I hope that you guys enjoyed this review, and please make sure to give a like if you liked it, and make sure to give a dislike if you dislike this video, and make sure to write in the comments what you thought about this episode as well. Once again, I apologize for the late release of this video, but I am busy with my exams and I can't keep a consistent schedule, so I apologize. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. See you guys later. Bye for reviews.